Section 6.4, homework problem number 4. Write a how many groups word problem and solve the problem with the aid of either math drawing or table or double number line. And so this is the example I did in class. So when we come up with word problems for fractions, we can use recipe or we can use servings. And so in this case, because the answer, we want the answer to be how many groups. So which means this is number of groups. So the groups here, you may decide what real life concept you want to use for the groups. So in this case, I used as the group, I used batches of cookies, one recipe, or you could do one serving if you want. So groups usually, what are possible real life measurements we can use for groups? Either batches of cookies or servings of some kind of food. So here I use the batches. Number of groups means number of batches, and that's the answer what we're solving for. So my question would be asking how many batches of something, of a recipe or of a cookie of something. Now, if this answer is the answer is the question or is how many groups, that means the number given has to be how many units in one. So it's the number, well, I'm going to use the red color. So it's going to be number of units in one group. Again, our group means batch here. So it's the number of something, number of units. So now we have to decide what you're going to pick for units. So one batch will, what's in one batch? So of course you could say cups or something else, liters or any kind of measuring units. So I'm going to use cups for units. Okay, if you want to use servings, your group will be servings. And then how many of something in one serving? You could still use cups or liters. And now, finally, number 6 is the total number of units. So 6 is the total units, the total number of units in all the groups. I'm just going to put total number of units. And again, units here, I decided to use cups. So it means 6. So you would say 6. What's 6? Total number of units. And what's unit? What's unit? It's cup. So 6 units means 6 cups. So you can see in my question, I said 6 cups. 6 cups of what? Flour, oil, whatever you want to use. And again, 3/4 means 3/4 cups in one batch of cookie or one batch of some kind of recipe, or 3/4 cup of oil, 3/4 cup of flour. Okay, so the question is how many batches? So when you come up with the word problem, you can start from the definition of multiplication, and we know in the definition of multiplication is always total number of groups times number of units in one group equals the total number of units. But in division, it's going to be reversed. So the first number is always going to be the total number of units. And one of these two numbers will be given. Either they give you total number of units in one group and solve for how many groups. And that's what we had in 6.4. But in 6.5, it's going to be, and this one will be given. Number of groups will be given. And we were asking how many units in one. Okay, but if you understand, you can start from, if you don't know how to come up with the word problem, you can first label each number and even the question mark. So you know, because they wanted this to be number of groups, so you write it down and then group and replace the word group with the real life concept, either batches or servings. Okay, so now we're going. We have this word problem, and the way you phrase the question could be different. So you could say a recipe calls for 3/4 cup of oil, which means 3/4 units in one recipe. And if I have 6 cups of oil, how many batches of cookies can I make? How many batches of recipe can I make? Or you can do a simple sentence like that. How many batches of the recipe can I make with 6 cups of oil? So that's the word problem. Next, we're going to solve it by one of these 3 methods. I showed you all 3 methods. but you don't need to do all 3 methods. You can just pick one of the methods. So if you want to solve it by the drawing, strip diagram. So first you're going to start with 1 cup, because 3/4 cup means 3/4 of a cup, or 1 cup. So I start with 1 cup and divide it into 4 equal parts and shaded 3 parts. So the shaded parts together, 1/4, 1/4, 3 of them, that's a total of 3/4. So this is going to make one recipe, one batch of cookie or one batch of something. And then I'm going to draw 6. So I already have 3/4. That's the yellow shaded part. 3 cups. And remember, 1 cup is this long. So we have to do 3 of them, of 6 of them. So I did from here to here, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's because every 4 parts, that's 1 cup. Again, we're not, maybe I should use a different color not to confuse with the cookies. So we have, that's 1 cup, 4 units, 1 cup, and another 4 second cup, and 4 cups, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cups, and last 4 parts will be the 4th cup, a 6th cup. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cups. But when we try to, what we're gonna decide, so this, the whole this long paper strip represents 6 cups, not 1 cup anymore, not the 1 hole, 6 holes. And next we're going to see this loam contains how many of the yellow parts. So now we're going to use the yellow color to demonstrate that. So every 3 of them will become, they can make 1 batch. So that's what I labeled here. So the 1, 2, 3, that's not 1 cup, it's 1 batch of recipe. So 1 batch, 2 batches. So another 3 of them, 2 batches, another 3 batches, 4 batches, 5. All the way you can see we can get 8 batches. And notice that 6 cups, we have, every cup has 4 parts. So 6 of them, that's a total of 24 parts. Every 3 of them can make a batch. So 24 divided by 3, that should give us 8 groups, 8 batches. And or you can just kind of just every 3 make a batch and to label all of them until you have you finish all the cups. All right, so that's the drawing method. Now if we do the table method, we write down the information given. So 1 batch, that's that needs 3/4 cup, 1 batch, 3/4 cup. And the question is, if I have, so how many batches? So the question is how many batches corresponds to 6 cups. So notice that we have to turn 3/4 into the number 6. That's not very straightforward. So what we're going to do is first we're going to turn because fractions are harder than whole numbers. So first I'm going to multiply 4 to get rid of the denominator. Because notice 3/4 times 4. 4 means 4 over 1. You're going to get 12 over 4, which equals 3. Or you could do it directly here, canceling the 2 4s to get answer 3. And correspondingly, we have to multiply. So every 3, so 3/4 cup, if we have 4 groups, that gives us 3 cups. And then we multiply by 4, that gives us 4 batches. So whatever operation we do to the cups, we have to do the same thing for the batches, because if you double the number of cups, and you're going to double the batches of cookies you can make. If you triple it or quadruple it, you have to quadruple the batches. So now we have, okay, if 3 cups can make 4 batches. So now if I have 6 cups, how many batches can we make? Apparently from 3 to 6, we can just multiply by a 2. So we also multiply by 2. So if we double 3, we can get 6, which means we double 4, we can get 8. So if 3 cups oil can make 4 batches, that means 6 cups can make 8 batches. Okay, so that's the table method. Finally, the double number line method. So we're going to draw two number lines. And the top number line, you will label it as cups. The bottom, you label it as batches, or you can switch them. And so first, when I started, I will only have 2 lines, and I'm going to just draw it somewhere. That's the 3/4 cup corresponding to 1 batch. And somewhere else is going to be 6 cups far away somewhere. Mine's a little too short. So I'm just going to put it right here. 6 cups equals how many batches? So what we do is we divide, because we know this has 3/4 cup. It has 3 equal parts in there. So we're going to divide this into 3 equal parts. Each of them is going to be 1/4 cup. And notice every 4 of this, every 4 1/4 is going to become, so I'm going to add 1 more. That's going to be 1 cup. So how do you get 6 cup? You have to draw 6 of these all the way somewhere. Okay, what so you're going to do 1 of them, 2 of them, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's kind of long, so I didn't do all of that, but I just kind of labeled. And so you see why I get those lines here. And next, what we're going to do is, so once we have this, we're going to figure out how many batches. So notice that we could figure out, because again, each of this line is 1/4. So that's 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4. So we're going to see 6 is how many quarters. And we can, we know every 4 quarters make, if you have 4 quarters, that make 1. So if you want to make 6, you have to multiply by 6 and then multiply by 6. So that's a 24 quarters make 6. So that's why I did 24 quarters. And we can see the other way to do it is what divided by 4 equals 26. What divided by 4 is equal to 6, so which is 24. So that's how we figure out the number 24 there. Okay, so once we have this, now all we have to do is to figure out how many batches. So remember, every 3 of them make a batch. So every 3. So 3 parts equal a batch. And we have a total of 24 parts. How many batches? So every 3, so you divide by 3, that gives us 8. Because every 3 parts become a batch. 24 divided by 3 gives us 8 batches. Okay, so that's double number line method. So again, you don't have to do all 3 methods. I'm showing you, explaining to you all 3 methods. You only need to do one of the methods.